Hello and welcome to the Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the leg of the scythe, and the Tier 2 blue emote. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can just say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you just want to hang out and be a lurker and not say anything, you can also do that. It's a Monday. And we don't have a lot of friends with us right off the bat. Hopefully more will join as we progress and continue with the model kit building. We got Lashbrook here. We got Ghost Valve here. We already have some good folks here in chat, which we appreciate. But yeah, hope we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. And if not, that's okay. It's all right. The agenda for this evening. We got the Gundam Aerial. We got to finish the chest. We got to move on to the arms. That's important to do. We've got to talk about a manga that I've been reading, Manga Monday. That's happening. We've got some anime to talk about in the second hour. What else conversation here? We can talk a little bit about some wrestling. In the last hour, there could have been an update to the Elimination Chamber card. I have to go and look on to see if that has gotten updated. A little bit other wrestling talk, I'm sure, will come up. We'll talk about some video game stuff, and I got some news to chat about. So yeah, there's some quick hits. I got some quick hits for you. And it's probably some longer conversation as well. Yeah, actually, while I'm thinking of that, let me look up the Elimination Chamber and see if that Wikipedia article has been updated based on the last hour of professional wrestling, which I have not been paying attention to. Because we got... Yes, it looks like Damian Priest has been added to the men's Elimination Chamber. Hey, Lord Crashton, welcome. I don't believe that had not been decided previously, but it looks like we're getting our last matches in there about who will join the Chamber. And also another match has been added in this first hour to the next WWE pay-per-view. Last spot in the men's chamber will be decided by a qualifying match on the February 6th episode of Raw. Okay, so Elias or Montez Ford. I got to imagine it's going to be Elias. Montez Ford, it could be. That's fine. Happy Next Fest, folks, says John. Yes, it is Next Fest. And I have a list of some games that people have been enjoying. I have not tried any of them, but I do have a list to maybe get some ideas to look on something that I would like to see. And then the last spot, the women's chamber, will be done in a match tonight. So we'll know that last spot. So we can talk a little about wrestling. We talk about some game stuff. An update on a previous thing that I chatted about. A couple updates to chat about for some things. Say right off the bat, I don't have much to say about Pro Wrestling Vibe is shutting down. Which is a shame. One of the heads will continue to wrestling promotion, but as a promotion itself, which Pro Wrestling Vibe started, not necessarily in response to the pandemic, but in response to the speaking out movement, which happened for wrestling in part during the pandemic, which led to the closure of some organizations, and then some people, good people, left out of work. It was kind of in a response to that. But yeah, they're going to do the last show, I believe, in a couple weeks, which is a shame because that's a fun promotion. So that's a shame and a valuable promotion. But it looks like they're still going to be, some of the folks in there are still going to be in the production game, but just basically ran out of funds to keep it going, which is a shame. All right, I'm going to reply to my own tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. I should also say that we are currently at, boom, 39 out of 40 subscribers. That right? That's right. We're back down to 39. The goal is always to be at 40. If you would like to become a subscriber, now would be a great time to become one. Or if you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community, you could do that anonymously or get credit for it. But yeah, we're currently at 39 subscribers, and our goal is to be at 40. So if you would like to facilitate that, so I don't talk about it, you could do that. All right, let's. I wanted to wait a little bit to see if a few more friends want to join us because we're gonna do a weird thing with stickers. So we'll look at that in a second. Let me get these. Components out here. So we're doing the shoulders, and we got to do a little bit on the chest here to finish this kit off, or finish the chest off, I should say, not the kit. Obviously, got a lot more of this kit left to do. So we'll get that going over here, and we'll get that going over here. Just some nice clips. Gonna have a lot of lines, a lot of panel lines to hit with this blue, which is gonna look real snazzy. So these are gonna go on here. These are going to to clip on to finish off the kit like this. But before we put those on, we've got to do these like effects parts. Now we have some options. We can do the pieces that have been provided to us, which we will at least snap out and take a look at that. These are screen printed here on the plastic. So these effects that we will see usually by stickers. Oh, shoot, I didn't go to the overhead. I've been talking about stuff without actually showing it. That's my fault, friends. I didn't even notice. Yeah, here we go. So let's zoom in here. You can see this this part right here. This is not a sticker. This is applied in factory. So we can always use that if that's something we want to do. We've got that on that side. And then, like I said, the pair here. The legs have a similar. Lord Crashing wants me to hit the dance button. Sure. You know what? I will hit that dance button right over here. Lord Crashington says, birthday dance. Is it your birthday, Lord Crashington? Happy birthday to you, Lord Crashington. Thank you for spending some of your birthday here with me at the old Bill with Bear. Appreciate that very much. Yes, yeah, have a happy birthday. I'm glad you're here with us for all of that. Okay, so the effects parts you see on the top of this head, that's a sticker. There will be similar stickers on the legs, but on the chest here, we can do the ones they did out. Why they didn't do it for all of them, I don't know. But in this case, they do have them in plastic, or we can make our own by applying reverse stickers. You heard me. We got clear plastic here. We are going to put stickers on this that show the lovely effects on the back side of it. The sticky side is the sticker you want to show, which is an interesting choice. That is an odd decision. That is an interesting design. I don't know if I've ever done that before. So we start with clear, and then okay, so it's either 11 or 9. I actually don't know which one it is. But it will go on the back side here, so we'll be sticking on. So you got to turn it around, and then we'll look on the bottom of this. This is the just black version. You can see that's just black. There's nothing special about that. It's still special that the sticky side is black. And then if we pop over here, I wonder why they included red eyes. I don't know. They include the red or the green version. We went with green. I thought that looked better because the kit already has red in it. I don't know. They offered a few different things here. So as you can see, check that shit out. The sticky side has the cool, and it's gonna look like that. So we can apply that here. We're gonna so the kit, the part that will face the back of the kit is silver, and then the part of the sticker that has all of the cool design on it, the cool technology, is of course on there. That's the sticky side. So that is an option. We can use that. We're doing it out of practice. My assumption is that we will use the ones that came like that, because it's probably going to look the best. But because I'm going to be doing that on the legs, we might as well get some practice. And then there's another thing with these stickers that I'll talk about later that make these, I would say, pretty interesting. Yeah. But you can see here, that's the sticky side. And then there's some hints at possible, not spoilers, but maybe something that was missed in the last episode of Witcher Mercury. Could be brought up there, as particularly as perhaps about some stickers. But yeah, so you can do that. We will be doing that with the legs, which means that I think we're going to use. This is good practice, though. This was good to do practice. Also, it's nice to have backups for things. But yeah, the inverted stickers is an interesting element to this kit that I was not expecting, and we'll kind of go to show you why you have these, silver stickers on there. And then, yeah, like I said, you also have the just plain black here, if that is your preferred sticker application. If you don't want the cool design, and instead you want just something a little more standard. But we'll go with the ones that came with the kit that were already done, because those are going to look the best, because I didn't apply a sticker on them. They were applied like this for me. So that's definitely going to look way better than anything I can do. And then that just slips right on. And of course, we're going to panel line that in a second. But let's get the other side done, and then we'll be done with the chest of this kit. I'm going to probably pull back my zoom a little bit here in a moment. Let me get this done first. And then I'll probably pull back the zoom just a hair. And there we go. Let's snap that together, make sure that's all looking good. And then, yeah, looks nice. But might as well use the best application possible of that. Because I am okay at applying stickers, but I would never call myself good at it. All right, and then we're going to panel line this. And we got some stuff we can chat about here. Real briefly, who knows how much of this is true, but because we talked about it before, we talked about how the bots are going away because of the good bots and bad bots are going away on Twitch because of the API changes that a lot of people that run fun automated things on Twitter will not be paying for that service in the future, most likely, and going away. To which Elon Musk has said, responding to feedback, Twitter will enable a light, write-only API for bots, providing good content that is free. So, what does constitute good content? Hey, we just got raided by Bad Gumplo. Welcome, Raiders. Hey, everybody. Happy to have you here. Hello. Thank you for the raid, Jason. Welcome, Raiders. We are working on the Aerial. This is not the new version. This is the beginning Aerial kit, high grade, that we are putting together here. We just put in the nice fancy chest pieces here, not the ones that have the reverse sticker, which we applied for the first time here. News of the Never building a shed out of pallets. All right, well, thank you. Appreciate the good news. Yes, so this is these are the stickers that look like this here on the page, you can see. But on the other side, on the sticky side, is the actual pattern that you want, which is wild and cool and interesting for a high grade. But because they included the ones that were like machine screen printed or whatever, screen printing is probably the wrong word for that, but whatever. They included these, and I was like, well, we're just going to use that because they clearly will look better than my sticker application will ever look. But we'll have to do stickers for the legs and the shoulders and the other parts. Oscar says, I generally would never build anything out of pallets if I could help it. So I would say if you were doing a scratch project, if you were going to do something and you just wanted to see if it was possible, that pallet wood would be great for that, right? Because you can just get some pallets. Hey, y'all, I don't know if you know this. Wood is expensive. And even though the price has gone up, the quality of a lot of like pre-cut lumber has seemingly gone down. So if you were just like, I'm fucking around with this project I want to do, I would say pallet wood might be fine for something that you're just like, well, the pallet already exists. Now, this is based on friends of mine who do those kinds of projects. and also YouTube knowledge that I have acquired. So don't take my word for it. Do your own research, because who knows? But that is seeming to be the belief anyway, is that because it's so expensive these days, you might as well try some stuff out. Now, building a whole shed, I don't know. I don't know if that's like a good call or not. But trying something out. We're going to panel on this whole thing. Will these pieces actually ever be seen? No. Some of this will never be seen like that. I'm going to put a backpack on this. But here's the thing, friends. I'll know that needed a little bit of a cover-up. So there you go. Yeah, so apparently some of the bots on Twitter, some of the good bots on Twitter are not going away. Now, will this write-only API work? Who the fuck knows? Who's deciding what is good content? Who is making that call? I have no idea. But clearly, my assumption is that somebody that Elon Musk follows was like, this bot is going away because I'm not going to spend the money every month to use this API for this project. And he was like, but I like that project. That is my assumption based on past behavior. That was just an update because it is important to have updates. I am going to read to you. I'm going to have... we're done with the chest here. 1, context is important. So I'm going to give some context before I read this thing. Because while it's not good, it's interesting to talk about. Yes, thank you for the raid. You may, friends that came in on this raid, folks that were watching the stream may remember, you may know about a particular interesting experiment using some AI generation, multiple AI generation, like art generation in Unreal, and then also using some script editing on this Forever project, this 24 hours streaming project, or it was anyway, that was basically like AI generated and then AI performed Seinfeld was basically the idea. You may have heard about this thing, the Nothing Forever project. Well, you can't watch that right now. As of the time of this recording, they have been banned because the AI, according to them, something went wrong in the OpenAI model, which apparently they have some things working on that to make sure that content is not the content that would get them banned doesn't come out. You don't get that stuff. These are transphobic remarks that were made by the fake in-game version or in-universe version of Jerry Seinfeld. Said some stuff. Now, what's really interesting to me anyway is not the content, but it is the style in which it is said. Because obviously AI stuff is trained on models, right? So let me read some of what was said here that got this account a temporary ban. This is a stand-up set. Is a meta stand-up set, which is interesting. Just like a weird thing to like have out there. All right, I need 7 and 8 here. So these are wrong pieces. Put those there. 7 and 8. Working on the arm here. So this is what this AI character said in a stand-up set. There's like 50 people here and no one is laughing. Anyone have any suggestions? He said. I'm thinking about doing a bit about how being transgender is actually a mental illness. Or how all liberals are secretly gay and want to impose their will on everyone. Or something about how transgender people are ruining the fabric of society. But no one is laughing, so I'm going to stop. Thanks for coming out tonight. See you next time. Where'd everybody go? So this stand-up set, which obviously is not a stand-up set, was like an exploration of like premises that were all hateful and hurtful. And it's almost like AI tends to end up taking a hard right really, really quickly. Yeah, but it ends up being this thing where it's just like, is this an AI trying to make sense of prompts? Like someone was feeding it information to try to get these results at some point, like the model that is being used. It's interesting to look at. We started out having an outage using the DaVinci mode. It's called the show to execute erratic behaviors. Okay. So basically, they were using DaVinci and then switched OpenAI. So they're saying, the folks behind this are saying that part of the issue was them switching which program they were using to generate this content, and that in that that's where the problem arose, was in swapping between the two to a less sophisticated version. All right, B19. And it's obviously, it's from a comedy standpoint, which a lot of times I will approach things from a perspective of a comedian, as that is something that I have done quite a bit in my life, comedy. I'm not currently, nor have ever been a stand-up comedian, so I cannot speak on that element. But I can talk about the creative process. I'm a comedy writer and performer, so I can talk about the creative process. It is interesting from a meta standpoint of being like, I'm thinking about doing this, and then within the stand-up jokes, the awareness that it's shitty and no one likes it and everyone left. There's something interesting about that. From an outside looking in perspective, like obviously, it sucks. It sucks that people who are just like there to hang out were subjected to something like that. It's weird and not cool, and in my opinion, like totally reasonable for people to be like, "Hey, fuck this." I think that's totally reasonable. So the 24/7 experiment is there. I mean, it is weird. Like, it's strange. It's an odd thing that keeps going, but this particular situation was pretty fucking weird. And even if it is atypical, it's still like, an interesting thing to look at. To be like, okay, well, yeah, all right, yeah. If you let things, train on a model, then the results are going to be flawed because they are based on such a small sample size, and often awful human behavior can be there, showing you the garbage. All right, so 16 or 14 are the stickers here, or 15 or 13. So we have some options and some stickers here. We'll have to take a look at these stickers, see what our options are here. Take a look at this. So basically, we're going to put stickers here on this band. There is a band that goes across this, and we are going to go with our bright colors, our red through yellow back to red over this, instead of black. We could just use black. We could just use the black. We're not. We're going to do the fun colors here. I do wonder how it was trained. It could be something as simple as searching Twitter to see what people are laughing at. So I don't know. I do know that it is that they have been using OpenAI. So I don't know how it was trained as like. I believe they fed it a lot of Seinfeld scripts, but I don't know what else was fed to this. So I don't know particularly what other material was set there, or if like joke writing books were fed into it or whatever. So instead of one long sticker that's going to go from here all the way across to here, it's going to go all the way across the bar, we've got 3 stickers, which is interesting. Indeed, Bacon. I mean, that's, they're trying to make the forever sitcom that is clearly based on that, but yes, I get your joke. So instead of one long sticker, we've got 3 stickers, which is interesting. I've got to separate these stickers though. Come on, I just want one of them. There we go. It does mean that we have tiny stickers, which I'm not always in favor of. Just from my own use, not always in favor of the small sticker, but we will make do with what we got here. Come on, stick to. There we go. So we do have a small sticker here, and then a middle longer sticker there, and then that. So we're just going to try to apply this sticker here as best we can. Just have it go all the way across. Oh, I did the wrong way. This is supposed to be at the bottom here. It should be fine. Should be fine because the color gradient is in the middle. So again, we could just use black, the black stickers, but why not use the shiny red stickers, huh? I think it's going to look a lot cooler. I just have to be very careful to not ruin it because I want them to be the same on both sides. I'm going to separate from the middle here. Okay, great. Let's see, other things we could talk about here. AM Theaters are working on a pilot program, which I find very interesting. I think it's I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea. Hey, what's up, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. Just wanted to say hey whilst I lurk and paint the RG God. Yes, I saw your Twitter photos of that. Good luck with your painting project on the Real Great, the God Gundam Real Great. Good luck to you, my friend. And thank you for lurking and hanging out. AMC Theaters. This made some news today. People are working, are up in arms about this idea that I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I do think it's an interesting idea, so I guess I'll stay with that. So they're working on a pilot program, not across the board for AMC right now, but like they're trying it out, of tiered ticket prices for movies. So not one cost fits all, but depending on where you sit, it will change. And so not like also like the sooner you buy a ticket, the cheaper it is. Well, I appreciate that. I'm doing my best with these stickers. I should actually, because there's a bend in this, even though the stickers themselves haven't bent, I am going to use the spudger here to hopefully seal this in on the slot there. We did it. So the tiered payment system, I don't know. I don't know how exactly I feel about it. Basically, they're like, you pay more for the quote-unquote best seats. You pay less for the seats by the front, which normally would get sold last anyway, right? So maybe it encourages some people to sit in those seats, so they have those people in there. Makes it a little bit more like auditorium seating for like, a concert or something, right? Where there are different tiers and different prices for that. So like on its face, I don't think that it's like a immediate shutdown, terrible idea right off the bat. I don't think it's a smart move to make when like the movies are doing well in some instances, but still like not back to where they would like them. I don't know if it's like, I don't know, right? I think value seating. I think the idea that if you want to sit in the front couple rows or the seats in the venue that they think aren't like the best, I think value seating is an interesting proposition. It's the other side of it that I have I don't know about that. Like the premium seating, right? Like the A-list seating. That's where I'm like, who decides that? And like, beyond the fact that I think that can be very subjective, it depends on like how many seats. Like the idea that they're changing things around instead of just like lowering the cost of movies or something, right? Like that's already going to make some people just like be like, nah, no thanks, I'm not going to AMC. I don't want to deal with that, right? Obviously, like I said, it is a test market situation. But I can totally understand why some people are like, yeah, here is my response to this test. Fucking no. I totally understand it. I get it. But like I said, there's something about the idea of like, hey, if you want to sit in the first couple rows, because maybe you're somebody that likes the first couple rows. Maybe that's your jam. And so now you're going to save money to go to the movie theater. Like there might be something there that appeals to people. I don't know. But it is weird. Also, the idea of all AMCs eventually moving to like tiered seating and then like assigned seating, because I have been to the Alamo Draft House. I have been to more boutique movie theaters where it is assigned seating instead of just general admission seating, right? I've definitely done that plenty of times. So for me, that's not a weird thing. But I'm sure there are folks that the very idea of assigned seating at a movie is foreign to them. That is something they have not experienced. So for them, it's just like, it's a deal breaker right off the bat. Just the idea. Because like for them, it's like, nah, you buy your ticket, you walk in, you see where you want to sit, you go and you find you go find your chairs. Like that's something that like has never occurred to them that is part of the movie going experience because they just haven't had that. So I could totally see some people just being like, what? No, what? No, I don't want tiers. I just want to buy a ticket to a movie. It's like, doesn't matter. Because what if the movie starts and there are a lot of seats left in the quote unquote good seats? Can you not get up and move? Can you not move out of from one section to another, to the same section, but a different area in the theater? If you're like, oh, this actually, you can hear the air conditioner over here. Or there is somebody texting and their screen is illuminating. Or there's somebody who is coughing and won't leave the fucking theater. Whatever reason. Also, I'm giving a bunch of reasons why. Some of the reasons why I'm not necessarily looking to go back to the movies, myself personally. Beyond the fact that, like, I didn't go to pre-pandemic. I wasn't really going to the movies that often. 2020, I saw 2 movies in the theater before March, which for me is unusual. The very beginning of January, I saw Cats, and then I saw Sonic in theaters. And so I saw 2 movies in 2020 in the theater, and that for me was a whole lot. That was probably as many as I saw in 2019, an entire year. So I'm probably not necessarily the best person to talk about movies. I used to go to the sometimes in the summer in New York, it's just so fucking hot, and you got time to kill in the city, and maybe you just want to go see a movie. Like that is probably the times I went to the movies the most. Was just like, well, I definitely need to like get out of this heat, so I guess I'm gonna walk into a movie theater and see what's up. The only musical opera I've ever seen in person was Phantom of the Opera in Toronto when I was in 3rd grade on a class trip. So I've been to some musicals over the time. I didn't go to a lot of musicals in the time that I lived in New York. This was actually more when I was in high school, going into the theater because I lived in Connecticut. Easy enough to get into the city to go and see some sort of Broadway show or whatnot. I have never been to the opera, although I am not opposed to going to the opera. It's just not happened in my lifetime. I've seen some performances that were beautiful musical performances, but it has been few and far between because musicals are expensive and my time was I worked nights, so that only kind of includes matinees. I wish more of them were legit recorded and put up the place to watch. Yes, Lord Crashington, I agree. I do think that in keeping them in live performance, you had to be there. Does make them special, but it is a rough situation for folks that would otherwise be happy to watch those things. Instead, you just get like you get like the CD recordings, like the soundtrack recordings, cast recordings of that, and you get some video stuff like. A reason why the Tonys gets the numbers of viewers that it does is people who are interested, who are probably going to see touring productions of said musicals. They want to see the original cast perform or the secondary cast perform that in a show. That's why, like you said, like, oh, it's I've heard people like, oh, it's so weird the Tonys had such a big numbers this year, and it's like it's probably musicals that people wanted to see. It's probably what it is. You know, it's like that year just had some stuff that had enough buzz that people wanted to tune in and watch it. Oh, yes, the Hamilton recording is definitely enjoyable. But yeah, for the most part, it exists in its original form, and then it exists in its off-Broadway form, then it moves to Broadway, then it does generally a large touring production, and then a regional touring production, and then regional theater. And then a revival, and then a new fun version, and then the cycle continues. And then there's like a treatment that gets really popular, like a revival of it gets really popular. So then the stage production of that, the touring production of that, starts using the new information from that. Or the touring production, there's somebody well-known who decides to do that, or a performance that becomes well-known, and that starts feeding back up to the regular performance and all kinds of stuff like that. I am not one to definitely these days recommend going and being in a small room with a lot of people, but if you can see some regional theater, if you got a regional touring productions that come your way, that's often not break the bank. And the people that are doing it are earning a meager living performing, and they are hungry and hungry to perform. They're probably also hungry, but they're hungry for performance and happy to have an audience. So I do always recommend regional theater if you can see it. This is the wrong piece. I popped the wrong piece in there. I don't need this. I'm gonna need that later. I've done that now twice tonight, where I popped out the wrong piece that I did not need. Because that was 16, not 15. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. At least some get film adaptations. Yes, that is not the same experience as a live theater performance by any means. And often, sometimes those are wild and wildly different and weird, but, enjoyable in their own way. Let's see here. Why is that popped in weird? Pop you in weird. But yeah, I always recommend the live theater experience, if at all possible. Definitely worthwhile. All right, we're going to panel line this with our gray marker here. All right, let's see. Other things we can chat about tonight. All right, let's see. There's still more from Monday Night Raw for the WWE, but we'll see if this has been updated here. Okay. We now know 4 matches for the next WWE pay-per-view Elimination Chamber, because one has been added tonight, and then we know most of the people. Looks like we still haven't had the match between Elias and Montez Ford for the final spot in the Elimination Chamber for the United States Championship. Elimination Chamber starts with 2 competitors in the ring in a large enclosed area of like a big giant cage with pods, and the other 4 competitors are in pods. You can be eliminated Elimination Chamber by pinfall or submission, and at intervals the pods open and another performer comes out. You could be eliminated before the 6th wrestler has entered. We've got for the United States Championship with Austin Theory, who is the champion, will be competing in this. And also, champion can just get eliminated, which has certainly happened before in these. Got Austin Theory, Seth freaking Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and either Elias or Montez Ford. Now, Montez Ford could be interesting to be putting in there, getting another face in there because there are more heels than faces involved in that. Bronson Reed got a big boy. That's fun. Some big boy energy. Damian Priest with a title could be interesting to see. That certainly could be helpful to the crew that's in there. Not a lot of high flying. You can see Gargano doing some stuff. So Elias feels weird to be in there. Montez Ford seems interesting being there. You got a tag guy competing on his own for a belt. That could be very interesting. So I would say I would prefer to see Montez Ford in there more than Elias because there's no world in which I think Elias is winning that belt. So it's just kind of like not an interesting addition for me, my money anyway. All right, we got that. We just got to pan the line down here. With the women's, we know all 6 competitors. This is for the number 1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship, and they will get a match at WrestleMania, take on Bianca Belair, so that's exciting. We have Asuka. We have Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, and Carmella. Carmella winning the chance to get in there. That is a shame, in my opinion, because there was a 4-way fight for the spot that Carmella won. I would have liked to have seen Piper Niven, formerly Doudrop, formerly Piper Niven, get that spot because I like a big gal in a fight like that. I like a hoss running wild. Raquel Rodriguez will probably take that spot because she is strong. But she's not that kind. There's strong, and then there's like big, and it's nice to have somebody big in there. Carmella's interesting in there because she is like a strategic cheater. She can work very smart and sneaky, so that's kind of fun to have in there. But you got like 2 different kinds of wild. I don't want to use crazy. You have 2 different kinds of wild in there with Asuka and Nikki Cross. And that's maybe a little too much wild, and for my opinion, for my liking, they're different characters. Don't get me wrong, but they've got complementary vibes, I guess I should say, and they have a history, so that's interesting. And then you got the Power and Raquel. Natalya, just a ring general. Natalya's not going to win. Natalya is not taking on Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. I just don't think that's happening. All right, we finished an arm, so we're going to move on to the other arm. We'll do it basically just like we did here. Nothing super spectacular when it comes to the arms that we have to pay attention to, other than the interesting of the using 3 pieces for the sticker instead of 1 piece for the sticker. So we'll be doing basically what we just did there, but on to other side. Here, get B1 again. Edge and Beth Phoenix versus the Judgment Day. In this case, Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. Is it a mixed tag match? Fun fact about Edge and Beth Phoenix, who are married and have children. They met at an anniversary Raw show. They did not have much crossover by the time that Beth Phoenix and Edge were both in the company around the same time, but they didn't really spend any time together. They weren't on the same brands, so it wasn't until like some sort of anniversary show where they were both at that they get a chance to actually like talk, and that's, I think, lovely. And Beth came out Royal Rumble looking strong as hell. She can still go. Beth Phoenix certainly can still fucking wrestle. I think this makes sense as a attraction at also the show will be in Canada. It's going to be in Montreal. So the idea of having Edge, well-known Canadian, wrestling in Montreal, I think that is lovely. That is certainly an ad buy. The 2 of them tagging together will be great. Rhea Ripley versus Beth Phoenix is a fantastic clash of powerhouses. Beth was never really like a mic worker. That was not necessarily her strong suit. She can definitely cut a promo, but she was mostly just like a dominant presence on in an era of WWE where there were very few women that were powerhouses like that in the Diva era. She was the glamazon. I mean, certainly imposing physically and a great performer in the ring. So it'll be interesting to see her get in there with Rhea. It's a good matchup. And Finn and Edge work well together. That'll be good too. So that's a strong match. That's a big night with Damian in there. Also, you do have to take account that you will have Dominic Mysterio in the corner of Finn and Rhea. So we're going to see if Edge and Beth bring in someone to kind of be in their corner, be their backup. I don't know if they will or not, or there'll be a surprise entrant. Perhaps the odds will be evened by some kind of Canadian legend coming out. Oh, I need B229 here. I was like, why can't I find this piece? Because I was looking at the wrong B. So it'll be interesting to see if there is some sort of inclusion by a legendary Canadian wrestler, or not so legendary Canadian. It's just like, pop the crowd, see what's up. I could definitely see that as a possibility. All right, so I am going to have to put those stickers on just like I did this last time. Put those across there. Shouldn't be too hard to do that, but we'll get that done. So yeah, that's the wrestling. I think Austin Theory retains his belt. That is my guess. I could see Bronson Reed or Damian Priest doing well in there, but I don't know if they're going to win it. I think Damian Priest winning that belt would be interesting and good for him. I don't see Gargano. Seth Rollins, I feel like, is going to have... Look, let's be real. Seth Rollins is probably going to be wrestling Logan Paul at WrestleMania. That's probably the match that's going to happen. And that doesn't need to have a belt for that to be something. So maybe a short title reign for Rollins, but I don't necessarily see the whole... I don't see him with that belt again. But a good performance. Bronson Reed, maybe a little early in his main run career for a belt like that, but could be fucking cool. And I'm sure there's going to be something else happening, right? There's going to be some other matches added, but right now that's where we're at. I'm going to refresh to see if we know who the sixth man is. As of right now, no. But there's still time left in Raw. Assassin's Creed won a Grammy, everybody. That's right. A video game score won a Grammy. And the presenter said Valhalla, real weird. Valhalla is my interpretation of that. That's my impression of that. But yeah. Category was just for video game soundtracks. And Assassin's Creed won that. Video games have been nominated before, but this is the new category here, the best score soundtrack for video game interactive media. And yeah, it was kind of cool. Also, the person that won is fun because the composer and violinist that won, their Twitter bio was non-award-winning composer, which is now inaccurate. And that's fun. That's a fun bit of business. We like that. We like seeing that. Like, oh, no, you are. You are an award-winning composer now. Okay. You know what I probably should do with this is I should probably do the other small one here and then line up the middle so I know how this should look. Yeah, that's probably for the best is. Okay, so now I know that this long piece here needs to fit between these two here. I gotta tell you, friends, if you're looking to apply stickers, my best recommendation would be to not do it on a live stream. It's going to be my advice is don't do it with 13 people watching, approximately. Upwards of 20 people, depending on when in the stream you were doing it. That'll be my advice. I would say build model kits on stream because I think it's fun and I really like it. But I definitely would advise not to do it in front of an audience, if at all possible. Sticker application. I mean, when I first started model kit building on stream, I wasn't doing any stickers. I would do the eye stickers, and that was it. And if there were other stickers, I wasn't going to worry about it. So I am happy that I do more stickers now than I did when I first got into this. But I just was like, oh, I'm going to be bad at it, and I don't want to do it in front of people. And then I was like, well, what if I'm bad at it? Well, what's the worst that could happen? Occasionally, some people say a mean thing. I post a photo of my progress, and somebody's just like, those stickers didn't line up right. Like, yep, you're right. They didn't. It's not a big deal. It's all a learning process. Who cares? Occasionally, sometimes people are like, hey, I think you put that part on wrong. And they are right. And then I will go and fix the kit that I was working on. And so it's just like, okay, thank you. Let's see. I'm going to give a quick... I have not tried any of the games that are listed here on... this is a rock, paper, shotgun list of 16 great Steam Next Fest demos to play. I have not tried any of the Next Fest demos. I will be doing some of that tomorrow. Not on stream, just for my own time. But I'll probably talk about it while I'm playing tomorrow night. Pokemon Platinum Randomizer. That is my Tuesday night stream. It's Pokemon Platinum Randomizer. While I am playing the Pokemon game, I will probably be talking about some of these demos because I will have some time tomorrow to check them out. Did not have time today to try out any demos, so I could not bring that to you. But Rock, Paper, Shotgun does have a list of some stuff. One game that is called Mr. Sun's Hatbox, which is just a very good name for a video game. And it's nominated for IGF. Mr. Sun's Hatbox gets stolen by Mr. Moon. Is the premise. Raw Fury is publishing it. It's coming out soon. You're like Fulton ballooning stuff? Yeah. Platforming roguelike. It looked pretty neat. Played a few of them earlier, says Lord Crashington. Planet of Lana was a fun demo for a game that is a modern Limbo-style puzzle platformer with some Ghibli vibes. Nice. That sounds neat. Let's see. Shadows of Doubt looks kind of cool. It's a noir, like a hyper-noir game. Oh, it is a procedurally generated sandbox detective game. Huh. That sounds fun. Apparently it's rough, the demo. What? Voltaire, the vegan vampire, is another great name for a fucking video game. Voltaire, the vegan vampire, is a lovely name. It was a survival game. That's not as interesting to me. But a name, very good. City of Beats, rhythm violence game. Okay. All right, City of Beats, that does look cool. Tactics games. Super Auto Battlemon, which is similar to Super Auto Pets. Super Auto Battlemon is it is like some roguelike stuff, but it seems to be turn-based combat. That looks pretty cool. It looks cute and cool, so that sounds neat. I don't know. I would check out that probably. I'll probably check out more of that. Oh, I don't like that. Cook Serve Forever. Cook Serve Forever is on my wish list. So on Steam, that is a game that I certainly want to check out more of. I do enjoy the Cook Serve games. That you know, semi insider information says this one is going to be a real banger. I'm hearing words that this one's gonna be good. Um, tape. Tape to Tape is a hockey roguelike, and I don't know what the fuck that means. So the developer is named Excellent Rectangle, which is a very good name. Excellent Rectangle is a great name. I don't know what the fuck. I do not pretend to know. It's a cartoony, retro style hockey game. Team to Slay the Spire-esque map of choices. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to have to check out Tape to Tape because that's a weird idea. I mean, there aren't a lot of hockey games, and there aren't a lot of weird hockey games. And this sounds like a weird hockey game. And I don't know. That might be fucking cool as hell. Maybe it's bad, but it could be cool as hell. Again, this is a rock, paper, shotgun list that I'm looking at here of some games, and I'm just kind of like talking about the ones that piqued my interest. I'm sure there's more comprehensive write-ups out there and recommendations, and people probably just downloading some stuff that just looks interesting to them and trying out some things. So I would recommend you do the same, and you can let me know if you come across any that that sparked your interest in the future. Super Adventure Hand. It's another good name. Outlanders I've heard of. Outlanders does seem neat. I have heard of that. Oh, that's because it was an Apple Arcade exclusive. Okay, that was originally okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, some good-looking games out there. But yeah, I will be checking out some tomorrow and probably talk about that while I am working, while I'm playing through Pokemon Platinum Randomizer, continuing my randomizer run. It should not have to be said, but I will say it in case you were wondering. I am, funny enough, I'm working through my next under Randomcast backlog, and Rich Gallup was talking about having kickstarted that game. There you go, Lashbrook. There you go. I have not played the Harry Potter game. I have no plans to play the Harry Potter game. I don't think you would think that I would be playing the Harry Potter game, but yeah, that's not something I'm interested in doing, and I'm not gonna try that out. If you were looking for insights, it seems interesting in some aspects and really rough and not optimized at all. And maybe when the Steam or the Switch and the past gen versions come out, there will be a patch for the new gen, the current gen versions that will make it a better playing experience. But I don't care particularly about that because it's not something that I want to play at all. It's just, it's not something that I'm looking to check out. No, Lashbrook. It came out. Reviews hit, so it's out now. You may have just been swept under the last Discord wave of Forspoken, but no, the Harry Potter game is being reviews hit today, and some major sites. IGN, I will say this. I tweeted about this. IGN's review is interesting to read because you are checking out a game that the review, in my opinion, I'm just one man, but in my opinion, the review does not match the score. That review does not read as a 9 out of 10. That review reads as a 7 out of 10, like a flawed, enjoyable game. But in my opinion, you don't come to the conclusion this is a 9 out of 10. If you didn't know the score, you would say, it feels like somebody really wanted to love this game and are happy this game, like, are happy to have something like this game, but this game in particular is not necessarily their jam. That is what that IGN review read to me. It read like, ooh, I am not here to say that someone told this reviewer you can't score it lower than a 9 out of 10. I am not here to say, and I'm not talking about any grand conspiracy. I'm not here to say about like bought reviews or anything like that. Because if that review was bought, it would be a nicer review. But I do think it is the job of people in a higher position on editorial to say, hey, these don't match. So either we either want to rewrite some stuff and clarify some stuff to push back. Like, okay, why do you think it was a 9? Like, how are we writing? Like, there should have been some sort of due diligence that wasn't done. So I am not saying that, you know, that there was like a concerted effort to say like, well, we're not going to score it lower than blank. I don't believe there is conspiracy, but I do believe that that the score and the review don't match. It just doesn't. It doesn't add up. It feels like somebody that really loves Harry Potter wrote a review for a Harry Potter game that they wanted to love very much, and they didn't hold back in their criticisms of where it went wrong, but they were still like, at the end of the day, it's a fucking Harry Potter game. We got a good Harry Potter game, 9 out of 10. Like, that's what it feels like to me. I saw someone mention that the game was described to them as Dark Souls for morons. So I saw a tweet going around of that as Dark Souls for Mormons, not Dark Souls for morons. And I like Dark Souls for Mormons. I believe that is what was going around there. It could have been morons, but I do think it was Dark Souls for Mormons, which I did also think was pretty funny. I don't know. That IGN review is interesting to read because it's just like, well, this doesn't sound like a good video game at all. Also, there are several trans women voice actors who said that they were offered, that they not were offered roles, they auditioned for roles for that game, but as of time of review, 4 different trans VO voice actresses said that they had seen sheets come down for that game, but not for the trans character. It's interesting. It's just interesting. Yeah, not saying that there's any conspiracies here, but yeah, you know. Big oof on a lot of that. I did tweet about how, without talking about the game itself, that game said, hey, I never played Shadow Complex because I didn't ever want to support Orson Scott Card. Orson Scott Card and Ender's Game meant a lot to me as a young man who thought he was smarter than people believed him to be, and who felt like the world was that he could outsmart the world, and was hurt because people didn't respect and accept him. I really identified with Ender's Game. But Orson Scott Card is used his influence and his money and his name and the recognition of him as an author to help support direct legislature to prevent people that I know and care about from being able to be lawfully wed in the state of California. So in the case of Orson Scott Card, I can say it is not a big picture thing. I can say, no, this man used his influence and his money to help, to try to push legislation that would punish people that I knew in my actual real life. Not representation of people, not like the concept of people. Like, no. Fucking gay people that I knew that were trying to be legally wed in the state of California, and he was actively working against that. So it was like, well, I'm not going to fucking play Shadow Complex. I like Metrovania games just fine. I don't need to play that game. Fuck that. And that is generally how I feel. Because I am not a games journalist. I am not a critic of video games. I don't have to play everything. And in fact, I play very little. I do not own any consoles at this point. Right now, I do not own any current consoles. I own a PC, and I play PC games, and I enjoy those PC games. And I play some iPhone games. But I don't review video games, which rules, because it means that I don't have to play shit that I wouldn't want to play. It's awesome. It's fucking great as hell. I can still have opinions, because I'm a person. So I can have thoughts and ideas and share those. And people can choose to accept those thoughts and ideas or reject those or question them. You should always, you should definitely question those things because I'm just a guy. I have a limited experience in the world. I have perspectives. I am growing and changing as a person. That is a thing that I am doing. I am a better version of me than I was in the past. And in the future, I'll be better than now. There will be thoughts and ideas that I have in 2023 that in 2028 I will be like, fucking yikes, what was I thinking 5 years ago? Pat, Jesus Christ, man, what were you doing? I will be a different version of me. Hopefully way better. And I am better than I was in the past. I'm work in progress, but at the same time, I do have ideals and principles and thoughts and feelings. And those are expressed. I am not a robot building a model kit. I'm not a robot building a robot. I'm a person making stuff. And hopefully entertaining you. And that is the best fucking transition I could do for the pause for the cause. If you're new to the stream, if you came in on the raid, thank you for sticking around. This is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. Everything I'm going to mention here is optional. You don't have to do any of this stuff. But if you would like to, I would love it. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber like Unjan just did, you can throw the Barricade, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote if you are a Tier 2 subscriber. Subscribing to the channel is the easiest way to support what I do here. We're going to get back to model kit building, start working on the feet of this kit in just a moment. But I do want to take an opportunity to just promote myself, talk to you. If you came in from the raid and you want to hit the follow button, you could do that, and I'll give you a shout out if you hit the follow button, because that means that you will know when I go live the next time. If you want to see the next time that I build model kits or play a video game or whatever. But yeah, supporting me here through cash money with your Prime Gaming token would benefit me, and I would appreciate that if you want to become a subscriber. Get some cool emotes, not see ads, There are currently 39 subscribers. The goal is to hit 40. I would love to hit 40 tonight, and then I can shut up about it, and I won't talk about it until we dip below 40 again. If you would like to become a subscriber, that would be great. If you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community anonymously or get credit and join the gift sub leaderboard, you could also do that. And then cheer. You could cheer. Harold is the top of the cheer leaderboard. Thank Harold for that. Aristophanes is top of the gift sub leaderboard with many, many gifted subs, which is just ridiculous and lovely. Thank you for that, Aristophan. And thank you to Harold for the bits. The bits. I have this whole thing here with the Twitch, right? I'm going to become a subscriber because I'm an affiliate and all that. But I also have a Patreon, and maybe that's better for you. Technically, if we want to be technical, the Patreon cut is better than the Twitch cut. But I actively can see the numbers while I'm streaming, so I do like to keep the Twitch up. But yeah, better payouts through Patreon. I have a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining my Patreon. You get some content there, and it's pretty good. Now I have a YouTube channel where I upload weekly and bi-weekly videos, you could check out youtube.com/PatBear. Subscribing is free, obviously, but if you wanted to become a member over there, if you were like, I would like to help you out monthly, Pat, but what if it wasn't on Patreon and it wasn't on Twitch? Well, you could do YouTube. And you get my Wednesday videos, because I do a new video every Wednesday. You get those on Tuesday. This is a way to help me out. And then there's also direct donations, because maybe you don't want to help me out on a monthly basis, but one time you could throw me a couple bucks so I could help keep buying model kits. Because I got to buy model kits to build model kits. You know, you get it. I got a coffee and a PayPal and a Stream Elements tip jar set up. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which also includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund and I buy model kits. When this became available on USA Gundam Store, I was able to purchase it because of your generosity in the past. You or people like you. So thank you very much for that. That's how I was able to get this. I don't know what I'm building next. It'll be something from my backlog. But if you want to jump the queue, you want to have build something that you get to decide what I build, well, the way to do that is to buy something off my Amazon wish list, because then it'll jump the queue and become the next thing I build. It's the least I could do. I'll also make a dedicated video for my YouTube about the thing in a mailbag video and give you a thanks or you could be anonymous. I got some Lego sets. I added some new Lego sets to the list here. Got some inexpensive kits, some expensive kits. I have a puzzle. I have the RX-782. It's a crystal, so it's clear, 55-piece puzzle. I bet that sucks to put together. I bet it sucks. But it's on my wish list if you would like to buy that and have me try my best. But yeah, I got model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits. Ooh, that jumped in price, so I'm going to move that up there. A bunch of different things. I try to keep the prices in order from lower to high, but sometimes things jump in price, and I can't always do that. And then at the bottom there's some gear, including some gear that generally I would use stuff right away. But I put a couple of things up in there to remind myself that I need them. But they are for a special stream that's coming later in the year. This is stuff that I will use for that special stream. And there's some other gear, because sometimes people are like, I want to support, but I don't know. I don't know what would be helpful. I'm just like, oh, well, these things will be helpful, so you can see if that's something that you would like to build or buy so that I can build. Take a look at that. My alternatives to that is I have a Throne wish list. You can jump over to Throne, see if there's something there that you'd like to see me build. Go check out my Throne list. And then also you could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. You go to USA Gundam Store, you buy something, you buy a gift card there, send me a DM. It's more complicated than just buying something on my wish list, because you have to DM me on Twitter or send me a whisper on Twitch with the gift card code. And I will use that gift card code and I will buy something from USA Gundam Store, and it'll probably Witcher Mercury related, because that's the new hotness, and that's what I would probably buy with funds. If you want to support me, we're going to get back to building soon, friends. Just hang out. Be cool. You can join my Discord if you want to support me for free. Lovely folks in the Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People have stuff they're working on. People just post stuff in general to hang out. People promote themselves in the Discord. It is a nice little place full of great people. A couple of video links for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club is an ongoing video series. Lots of cool people in the Discord. Yes, indeed, I'm John. Pat Bear's Anime Club. This is my name weird. That's fun. The most recent episode of that is me talking about all 11 isekai that are out this season. That's fucking right. There are 11 new, returning, and continuing isekai, different world anime. And I talked about all 11 in one video. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every week I perform a new piece of comedy, a character monologue of something that I have rehearsed. Barely. I have done a little bit of rehearsal. I am maybe off book in parts. And for this one that's up there, we'll have a new one up on Wednesday. But the most recent one, the one that's up right now, in case you missed it from last Wednesday when I put it up, is me doing a Southern character based on a real person that I know in my real life who says words in a way that is very enjoyable to me. The host of the monthly karaoke brunch that I go to that does say karaoke brunch. She makes brunch into several syllables, and I love her for it. So please enjoy that Baerly Rehearsed character. It's a good time. And I'll have a new one out on Wednesday that I think is pretty good. It wasn't meant to be topical when I did it. But it is indeed very topical. So that ended up being kind of fun. Oh, I got here. What we got going on here? What's up? Somebody who joined Twitter in December 2022 wants to send me a message. They are definitely a bot. And they're sending me this tweet is hidden because it's someone you don't follow. Oh, it's advertising their OnlyFans. Weird. My private OnlyFans content from someone that doesn't follow me, but it's not even the person that sent me that. Huh. I'm going to say that's fucking spam, obviously. Sorry, I knew it was a new request for a message because my DMs are open. But obviously not going into that. Anyway, I've got some manga and some anime to talk about, so we're going to do that. I do also need to drink some water because my throat's dry, and I got to drink a little water. And then we need to also dramatically transition back to the overhead so we can get back into this. So I'm going to drink a little water, and then we'll continue working on this model kit. We're going to work on some feet, and we'll talk about some manga and some anime right now. All right. This kit needs feet to be built. So let's build some feet for this kit. We can do these two at a time here. We need B2, and we'll need we'll need some more of that, but we'll start with B2 and get this kit some footsies. And I will start talking to you about a manga that I have been reading called I Lost My Adventurer's License, but it's fine because I have an adorable daughter now. Which, I have described this particular manga as a series that is itself not sure if it is a slice of life about a found family, or if it is a sad adventure series that also happens to have a cute young lady as one of its main characters. I don't know if this series knows what it wants to be or not. I can tell you what parts worked for me, which was the slice of life parts, and which parts didn't work as well for me, which is when it got fucking dramatic as hell and sad and weird. And odd and action-y. It does start off pretty rough, but then it gets pretty chill. Like I said, I'm not sure it knows what it wants. Now, I should say, slice of life does not have to be chill. That is a different thing. Not all slice of life is chill. Not all chill anime is slice of life. It's a particular style of slice of life. It is a subcategory of a genre, the slice of life genre. Often slice of life is slow paced, but it can be dramatic and silly and fun. But like Flying Witch is chill. Laid Back Camp is chill. His and Her Circumstances is not chill, but that is a slice of life. You could also call that a romance show. Maybe it's not a perfect analogy. Honey and Clover is not chill at all. That is a slice of life. It's a lovely series, coming of age story. So this thing so our main character was once considered like the strongest adventurer. He was the top of the charts. But as he's gotten older, he started to slip a little bit. And he has a disease that is incurable, where his power, like basically, as he starts using abilities, he doesn't really regenerate some stuff. So he's like losing a lot of strength. And he's done the best he can. He's learned a lot of skills in order to he's done everything he could to compensate for his shortcomings. But his shortcomings are still there. And eventually, his adventurer's license is just taken from him. And it seems weird. It seems like because he's a well-known adventurer and everyone knows that he used to do very well and he saved the kingdom several times, you'd think that they would like work on a way to solve his disease or set him up with a cushy job in the guild because he is a trained adventurer that could train people or test people or do busy work. But they don't do any of that. They're just like, nah, you're good. You're done. So he's like, well, I guess I'm going to leave and I'll just start wandering and maybe eventually I'll be a mercenary, I guess, because there are jobs where you can be a mercenary where you don't have to be an adventurer. And so I guess I'll just do that. And as he's traveling, he comes across a mythical creature that is injured. Has clearly been attacked. And he's like, feels sorry for it. And he just happens to notice, wait a fucking second, that's a human that's been turned into a monster. That's someone that's been cursed. And it's a strong curse. So he's like, well, this is probably going to kill me. This is probably going to use up the last of my abilities. But this is a human, like, fine, I'm going to dispel this curse. I've been looking for something to positive that I can leave on the world. Fine. This is how I die. Okay, at least I'm saving someone. I'm not just dying alone. But it's too strong of a curse. It's an unexpectedly strong curse. So the dispel is rejected. And our main guy doesn't die. In fact, his abilities get restored. And his capacity for HP and MP gets restored. And he feels stronger than he has in a long time. Because he was fucking cursed. And he didn't know. He thought he had a disease. It wasn't a disease. Now, there's a lot of questions about, like, how did no one notice that? Maybe he wouldn't have noticed it, but somebody should have noticed that shit. But nobody noticed that stuff? Weird. So our dude was cursed this whole fucking time. And he's like, well, he never thought to dispel curse because he didn't think he was cursed. Which is convenient, but whatever. Anyway, this human who has been turned into a monster is still being cursed, and this guy has to do some remarkable shit to break that curse. And it turns out this human is a little girl. And through circumstance, they travel together. She starts calling him Dad because it would be weird otherwise. And they kind of get this like familial bond where like she's just like trying to become awesome to like and help out. He's trying to navigate, protect her. Along the way, he starts doing some missions as a mercenary. And he ends up like going above and beyond and helping a lot of people. And like the whole town is just like, you fucking killed the dragon, dude. No, you kick ass. What's going on? And the guildmaster is like, I can make you part of an adventurer again. Like, no problem. Like even if you were cursed, they shouldn't have done this to you. But now you're not cursed anymore. So, and he's just like, nah, I think I'm going to stay being a mercenary, just kind of go around. We start to unravel some stories of it, like, takes a while before we're like, hey, how come this little girl got fucking cursed like this? What's up? And start unraveling that. And like, hey, who cursed the main character, our guy? What happened there? And why did the current kingdom's #1 hero, adventurer, why did that guy curse him? What's up? And we don't really know yet, but we do know, yeah, he was involved in this. And maybe these are connected. We don't know that. So, what are the parts that are good about this particular story that I enjoy? I enjoyed the exploration, the adventuring, seeing the world through her eyes, this kind of found family, like him. I like the idea, like, he's not perfect. He's never raised kids. He doesn't quite know what to do. He knows how he didn't enjoy how he was raised, but he's like, oh, trying to do better. He's trying to help people, but he's also trying to, like, keep a low profile and, like, not draw attention to what's going on with what's, with them, and trying to figure out this mystery a little bit. But also, there's a lot that's not good about this particular story. Where it falls apart is when it's trying to deal with its heaviest things, which is like this little girl, and very much like, oh, well, there were some bad people, but hey, if you had been here sooner, you could have solved this problem. And there's a lot of like, there's a whole sub arc about a girl who is working at a brothel and just feels disgusted by herself. That is like, I think is handled in a very savior kind of way, and is trying to be like realistic in its portrayal, and like of the savior complex and all of that, and like, oh, you're a big hero, how come you didn't save me, kind of a thing. And I don't think it handles it well at all. I think it handles it very poorly. The other thing I want to say about this particular series is I have a bunch of chapters left to read that I'm just not gonna. I have several. I have more. I read 11 chapters, and I've got more to read if I wanted to. I don't like to do reviews of manga that I have been reading until I hit between 9 to 11, depending on how fast the story is progressing. Because some real slow stories, like, sometimes you get a vibe, but often, like, main characters haven't, or really important characters haven't been introduced at sometimes that early. So you want to, like, I want to at least give it a little more time. And when it comes to like manhwa, when I'm doing like Korean stories, I want to give it even more time, because in that instance, I really like need to feel the vibe of it. And because those are weekly but often shorter, you really got to give that a lot of time. Because sometimes they're still doing a setup 20 to 30 chapters in, depending on the story. So you might want to give it a little more time. But anyway, that's how I lost my adventurer's license, but it's fine because I have an adorable daughter now. I think it's... If I had been reading this on a monthly basis instead of a bunch of chapters over several days, I don't know if... I think I would like it even less if I had been, like, have to wait another month, because it is slow in many ways and slow in some processes, and like not super enjoyable in every single way. It's a fine read, but I would not call it a good read, I guess is what I'm saying. So yeah, and like it's kind of my overall vibe about it. I think there are probably people that really enjoy it, but I don't think I'm one of them. So that's the manga I've been checking out. Now I'm going to talk to you about some anime that I have been watching. I've got... Let's get in and drink a little water. Buddy Daddies, Handyman, Saitou, and Another World, and the Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World, which after 2 episodes, I think I'm done with. We'll get to that. I've been trying in like the Monday slot to like watch something that I haven't, just like keep up with something new. And I've been trying some stuff out. I wanted to give it 2 episodes because the first episode just felt very rushed. After this episode, I was like, I think I'm good. But we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's start with Buddy Daddies. This is the show that I normally would be watching on Saturdays, but my Friday, Saturday are a little busy right now, so now I'm watching it for Monday. An important thing happened in this episode, friends. We got there, finally. The guy that sends them out on assassin missions now knows they're taking care of Miri, which is very fucking important. They were like, oh, we're babysitting her just for a little bit, just to make odds and ends, because the boss is like not interested in sending them out on assassin missions right now. So they're doing intelligence missions because they got to earn money. But yeah, they actually ended up leaving her with him, and he was just like, "Yeah, your dad's." He lies to her and tells her that your dad's one of your dads is an oil baron and the other one is a comedian, which is such a funny, terrible thing to say to an impressionable young girl about what her dad's doing for a living. Oh, your dad's? Yeah, one of them's an oil baron and the other one's a comedian. It is very funny. But now the daycare class, because they were sending her to daycare, but then the daycare was closed, so they needed babysitting help. But now the mother's group thinks that both of them are secretly oil billionaires, which is not the worst because they think it's a secret. But yeah, Miri just doesn't know what's going on. But, you know, she likes her dads. She likes her new dads, so that ain't the worst. It ain't the worst thing, but it is. I was like, all right, that's pretty funny. Yeah, so not a lot of action in this one, but a lot of cute girl being cute girl and guys who are in over their heads as dads being dads. So enjoyable, I would say. Was there anything else? Oh yeah. Handyman Saitou in Another World. Ooh, good episode. So this series has been great. This has been kind of like a quote-unquote realistic slice of life about a dude that like doesn't have superpowers. He's not an overpowered main character. He's just a fucking guy who got brought to a fantasy world and is doing his fucking best. And it is a look, you know, it's a 4-panel, but not it's not like a gag manga, but it is just like short stories and tiny tales. So it's interesting that this got adapted. I think the art style, the watercolory looking art style is really fun in anime, but I am surprised that this got an anime adaptation because it's good, but I'm just kind of surprised about it. So we had a fucking fight here. Because the Morlock is having amnesia. He's losing his memories. Like, he's still a great, competent witch, or warlock. But, like, probably due to forbidden magic, he's starting to, like, forget things. And then they're trying to, like, get something. They get attacked by other characters who are looking for the magic in this labyrinth. It's basically like a bunch of characters we've met over the last few episodes have a huge interaction. There's a big fight. Saitou dies, but he doesn't die. It's a mirror image because they get rescued. Because Prima rips off her wings and hello. Basically, like, the idols are there, like, the ninja is there, like, everybody fucking shows up there, and are fighting each other, and there is a scene where, like, a demon that gets summoned kills Saitou, but luckily it is an after image, but I was just like, oh shit, are they just gonna kill the main character? Like, I haven't read all of the manga. I don't think they murder the main character in a fairly early episode of the series, but, yeah, Handyman Saitou in Another World, like, shit got real for a second there. And it was just like, oh, fuck, okay. Damn. That could be interesting. I mean, it's a magical world, so even though it was an after image, like, it could have been something else. We finished the feet here of our kit. We are now going to move on to working on the right leg. We will have more interesting stickers to apply, some reverse colored stickers to apply here. And I will figure out how to do that in a moment. The Iceblade Sorcerer shall rule the world is the series that this is the second episode. Again, this was like me like wanting to give it a chance. I wanted to try this series that, you know, that was like, oh, well, I do like the idea of a school setting with a character who's an overpowered main character, but he's like, his powers are sealed, so he's got a lot of knowledge and real world experience, but like, people don't quite know that he is super strong. I'm like, that's interesting. I think there could be something interesting with that. But like the first episode is a lot. The first episode is just like, here's the setting, the plot. You knew the main character is special. Here's a big reason why. Here is like the abilities and a bunch of characters and their relationships to one another. And oh, you think this guy's the villain, but no, he's not a villain. He here's a joke. And oh, here's this. And it was just like, all right, settle fucking down, anime. You could do this a little slower. This series does not seem to be concerned with doing things slow in any way, shape, or form. For better or worse. And in this case, I would argue worse. In this episode, we had... so Ray, he's the former Iceblade Sorcerer. He shows up. He's like, I'm in this school, and people know I have some odd abilities, but they don't know what my fucking deal is. There is a rumor the Iceblade Sorcerer's around. Nobody thinks it's Ray. He's like, you know what? I'm going to join the Environmental Research Club. Environmental Research Club is the Dungeon Club. It is people that like to go weird places to train, which reveals that he has a hunter's license because Ray, despite being a strangly guy, has a lot of fitness elements in him. Hello, welcome. We're working on the Aerial. I'm talking about the anime, the Iceblade Sorcerer shall rule the world. The second episode of which, the second and last episode that I'll be watching, because I did not quite enjoy this series. But yeah, we put a bunch of characters together. There's a spy around. There's a monster that shows up. And turns out the spy is, hey, guess what? The spy is actually a teacher and is there to hurt people and is messed up. And Ray's got to fight this teacher. Because our monster showed up to kill a bunch of people that was enhanced by this teacher, this spy. And then everybody gets to see Ray be fucking cool as shit. And do some cool stuff. Yeah, I don't particularly like it. There are a lot of overpowered main character anime this season. If you don't want to watch an isekai, but you do want to watch an overpowered main character, might I suggest Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 2. Because that guy, Anos, is fucking overpowered as hell. It's weird because a new voice actor is doing the role in the Japanese version. The first voice actor was Disgrace. He's a disgrace guy. And you could watch that, or Chillin' in My 30s, which is another overpowered main character that is not an isekai. That one's at least fun. There's some fun elements to that. But I would say this one, not great. He's mainly OP from the start, season 1. Yes! I mean, Anos is just an overpowered main character, like, throughout. And season 2 is, like, a little different, but he's still... what I'm saying is there are options for overpowered main characters that are not isekais that I think are better than this overpowered main character that is not an isekai. I think there are better options. Oh, you got the Freedom Gundam Revive. Nice, you recently learned. That's cool. All right, so... what we're going to do here is we are going to apply a reverse sticker. We did a little bit of that with the shoulders here, but we're going to be doing this for the legs. And what does that mean? Well, it means that we're going to be putting a sticker here on the underside of this. The sticky part that we're applying here will be the part that we see through the clear piece. So we're going to do that, which is... either 21 or 19. I believe one of these will be the black and the other will be a pattern. So I believe 19 is the one we want here. So, Reborn Demon King. Oh, totally. No, man, it makes sense that he is powerful. So this is the one you can see here. The sticky part, the tacky part is the design that we are looking for. If I did the other one, I believe it is just black. We'll take a look at that in a second here. So we are going to be applying that sticker. And then I just have to figure out how it wants me to apply it. So that's... See, it goes like that. I'm just gonna go and pop this in here so I can take a look at how it looks in there. Okay, so just look at here. I'm looking at some photos for reference. I can see the back of the kit. I can see the front of the kit. Okay, so it's gonna be that spot there. All right. I want to make sure I apply this sticker properly. We can always go back in if we need to and fix it, or we can always just use the other sticker, but I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. I believe it goes like that. There's not really like a great looking guide here of like, okay, so apply the sticker inside of the part is like what it says, but it's just like, well, how do you want this? I believe it's like that. I haven't fully applied this yet. I'm just kind of looking at it. Because I don't think it's... would it bend? Yeah. Does it bend? That's the problem I will say with this is it's not like the photos that we see on here. All right, do show it being bent, so it would go on the top there. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm doing the right stickers here. So that's either 21 or 19. That's... Ew, is this the wrong sticker? Am I grabbing the wrong... I'm grabbing the wrong sticker, friends. This is the wrong sticker. That's why it didn't look like it fit right. It's because it is the wrong one. So always double check your numbers of your stickers. I thought I was so accurate and so correct here. This is a different sticker. It's the same kind of pattern here, or you know, style. It's the thin stickers, not the wide stickers. So this is going to be for something else. Most likely the weapon or something. We'll come back to that. Hopefully that'll work out fine. Reusing that, but now I am looking for 19 or 21. So let's see what 21 looks like. Yep. All right. That's why this sticker did not. That's why that sticker did not seem accurate, because it wasn't. This is the sticker we need. I'm like, that doesn't seem like it fits right, because it didn't. So now we're going to apply the proper sticker. It does mean there's going to be a bend, which is fine if we can do it properly. Oops. We're going to... We'll start here. I'm going to line this up on the edge. Now line that up on the edge there. And now I'm going to bend it right there. Make sure that's lined up right. Okay, great. And then we will use the spudger here to lay this out and put some pressure on it to keep it in spot. The nice thing is, because I'm sticking it on the outside there, that looks pretty neat. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So these stickers are a little odd. Obviously, I'm making things a little worse for myself because I was not fully paying attention to what I need to do there. And I'm just hoping that whatever... Look, also, this sticker here that I applied improperly in the wrong place because I had the wrong number. If that doesn't apply right, I do have the other option, which is just the can see if I go to 19, we won't be using 19. 19 is just black, so we always have that option. I went with the like different colors because I think that just looks way better. I think that option is just cooler looking. Might as well go for the cool ones instead of the more, well, it's not uncool, but it's a little more bland. So yeah, that looks sharp. It might not look too great or might not look particularly as good in photographs. But let me tell you, in person, it looks fucking great. All right, and then we're going to pop this in. Let's see. So that goes like that. This looks like this. Flip back here. It snaps in place. That's good. And then I need B110. Okay, great. So as we get close to wrapping up tonight's stream, I will just let you know that I will be resuming this kit, the build of this kit, on Thursday. That'll be my next model kit building stream. So you can come back on Thursday. For that, I'll talk about some games for the Steam Next Fest. Talking about some of those. I'll be checking some of those out. My stream tomorrow will be my weekly bonus stream, the non-model kit building streams that I do once a week. So check that out if you want to see me continue my run for Pokemon Platinum Randomizer, a run where the everything is randomized in that the wild Pokemon, the trainer Pokemon, the gym Pokemon are all randomized. My starter Pokemon are randomized, and I've got a fun little team that I have been leveling through, and I believe I know where, I don't remember, we left off, I think I beat a gym leader. I'll have to find out tomorrow exactly where I am in the game and where we need to go, but I was making some progress in the game at that point, so we'll continue with that. We made some progress here. We finished the arms and the chest, we got the feet done, and we got a little bit of the leg. Obviously this kit got way more to do with it, but we're making some progress on the aerial, and we will continue that. This build on Thursday. Again, another stream tomorrow, so you can check that out. We are going to end things there. We're going to raid. That is how we end every stream, with a raid. We're going to go find somebody doing some cool shit out there that we want to go hang out with. Because Bad Gunpla, Jason, raided me tonight, so I want to send that love forward by going on a raid of my own. And finding some cool people out there. Somebody doing something cool, to hang out with them. It is Monday. Mary Kish is playing Hi-Fi Rush. We always raid Mary on Mondays because Mary is great. Mary has a lovely community and is a fantastic person. So we always want to give Mary a shout and go hang out with her. But she's playing Hi-Fi Rush, which is really fun to watch. So that'll be a good time. So please come along on this raid as I'm about to set it up. Come along here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope that your Monday continues to be great. Your Tuesday and Wednesday is good, and Thursday and Friday and all that. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you come along on the raid. And you enjoy yourselves with Mary's community. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.